Hi, y'all. I'm Joe, your host and cannabis lifestyle guide. Excited to have Ashleigh Castro on this episode of Roll With Me, sponsored by OCB Rolling Papers. Ashleigh, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for hosting us, Joe. Excited to be here.
Yes, not only are you a fantastic photographer, but you are also a dispensary manager. So you've got lots of good insights from, how this California cannabis industry works, right?
Right.
So, okay, let's get started by you telling me what you're rolling today, what legal California flower you're rolling today, and I'll tell you what I got going on.
Yes, I've got Sonoma Hills Farm Lemon Jack, which is something I love for a 420 pick me up right in the middle of the day when I need to focus on the rest of my workflow. Those limonene terpenes sing and elevate my mood so much.
I've heard some good things about Sonoma Hills Farms. They're Sun and Earth certified. They're doing some really cool things here in Sonoma County. And there's a tour coming up for me on that property. But yes, people that are doing it right, using those regenerative practices, man, like the terpenes are it's just super elevated. I, I mean, really, that's how I feel about so many of my friends in the Emerald Triangle, where I'm just like, this is so powerful, just the fragrance, the nose on this thing. I am actually today going to be rolling some homegrown flower right here on the family farm that I live. On Monday, I was helping the family trim some Pineapple Express. And so Kathy came over this afternoon and brought me a little treat. She was like, "Here's some flowers for you today." So I
Beautiful.
thought, yeah, I thought I'd put those to work. And I hope that I'm not going to have to go. Aha. See, I was telling you, now that I live in this big farmhouse, I lose shit all the time. So this has been my from the bedroom to the studio to wherever. And that's where my handy grinder was. So
Thank you for repping Sava through the process.
yes. So, man, I had a great chat with Andrea, the CEO of Sava, who you work with, and we were talking about the cannabis shopping experience and how it can be really challenging to find what you're looking for if you don't know what you're looking for. So,
100%. It
yeah,
takes a
what
lot of trial and error for people trying different cannabis ratios or terpene profiles to figure out if that is what you truly are looking for relief wise. That's why we have our customer service desk here at Sava, where you can call in anytime from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the moment. And we should be able to answer any specific questions you have about product. We come from an experience base when we make our recommendations. These are not medical recommendations. It's just mostly based on networking with the community and our own experience and sharing that with people who are just getting started trying things.
yeah, and when you're shopping on the legal cannabis market, it can be really pricey, so it's nice to be able to have a lifeline, pick up the phone and call and just ask, like, "Is this
Yeah,
what am I getting what I bargained for?"
it's an investment, especially with the taxes that have been added with the regulations.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. But, that's one of the things, there are still more illegal dispensaries in California than legal dispensaries because it's so expensive and there is, um, such a headache to get licensed. And if you are new, I've had friends from other states that, came to California and then showed me what they had bought. And I'm like, I don't think you were at a legal dispensary.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's the other thing is unregulated cannabis is very unreliable, and we have products that are all multiple times tested. And multiple is not a word, but multiple times tested. Excuse me. So they go through more rigorous, protocol in testing than food does. So
Yes.
it's very important that people come to dispensaries for trustworthy cannabis.
Yes. Now for trustworthy joint rolling, I was given 2 names, at Sava for the people who were, like, the expert joint rollers, and you were one of them. So, what tips do you have for me today?
Well, actually, my tip is ingrained in the word tip. Glass tips are my secret rolling
Ooh.
strategy that I will share with you all. I love using glass tips because I find that the smoke that you can get out of your joint is much more of a billowing cloud into your lungs. A lot of the time, the glass tip will hold more smoke and it just cools it down before it goes into your lungs. So you're able to inhale more of it. I just find it's a lot healthier of an option too, because you're not burning that extra paper at the end.
Yes, okay, so it's keeping the heat further away from you even than, using a crutch like I use. Okay, so I put you on the big screen. Show me, like, put the glass tip.
Here it is right there. A lot of
Okay.
brands make them. This one is by a brand called Lifted, though the most popular brand is Funky Feel Tips. And they're made by Roar. And they make all sorts of cute patterned ones. You can get ones that look like a candy cane or
Mhm.
rainbow. It's so fun to be able to accessorize your joint.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to get our selves set back up. I'm gonna swap me back over here so you don't have that banner on your head.
Yes.
Look at us. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's very cool. So, do they sell those on the Sava website?
No, that's a good question. We do not, but I should recommend that we have something like this because I it's my go-to.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes
a
we have joints that contain the glass tip in the pre-roll, and you can purchase that joint and then keep the glass tip. But though we don't carry any currently, we have had them once before in the past, but it's intermittent depending on the joint
yeah.
company.
And I do think I have seen some of those, and I thought, I really hope the consumer knows to keep those because
Yeah, they're
they're
treasure.
yeah, and I've never used one. Okay, so then if you're putting one of those, glass filters into
Oops,
a
sorry,
joint,
all
show
shaky.
us how that works.
Yes, so I will drop it in at the end of the joint here, and let me fold the paper down so you can see a little bit more.
Okay.
So I use it as sort of a base for my joint. It gives me a roller in essence. Like it kind of gives me the strength of having a joint roller without using one. And I find that I can roll cones a little bit better with a stronger tip. Some people
Okay.
do have challenges because it's heavy, so it can weigh down their joint. That's why I like the small ones. They make really big ones for big chopper
For a
joints too.
blunt or something?
Yeah, you can make an eighth size blunt version.
Uh-huh.
But
Now, which papers are you using?
oh yes, I decided to go with the organic hemp paper, and I find that these are a little thicker for the glass tips, so they are easier to roll. That's why I kind of went with that one right off the desk here.
Right
And then I
on.
just
That
kind of
that makes
create
sense.
a spherical or conical shape. And it makes it very easy to go ahead and catch the lip on and roll it because you have a surface that's a lot like a rolling pin in essence. So that I'm able to just, sorry, it's hard when you're rolling a joint to show the tuck because it's facing
Yes. Yes, this is true, and there was a plot twist on one of the last Roll With Me episodes where I ended up having to be the teacher, and I learned how challenging it is to do that whole show and tell thing with the video camera showing opposites, and
yeah,
yeah,
it's a challenge.
I was a terrible teacher. I'm still a student, damn it.
Yeah, we are all still students, exactly. And so, and you're learning a new strategy with the tip. I hope you can get one of these in your possession soon.
Well, I'm definitely going to,
It's like
order some of those. I think that, um, that's definitely something new that I haven't done and I want to experiment with.
oops,
Gotta
and I
try
dropped it.
everything.
I got a little
Um,
excited, I dropped it, but yeah, I just wanted to display it, but I'm gonna go ahead and
um,
roll it now and
okay,
do the
yes, I'll
thing.
let you go. Yeah, full on rolling it. And so in the meantime, I have rolled one of my little baby dog walkers, if you
Cute.
will, a little a little guy that I don't share with anyone.
Just
And
enough for you.
yes, and that's actually been my sweet spot was finding these single wides, and they're perfect for not having a ton of extra paper doing the little shorty.
Yeah. Yeah, this paper is very forgiving to the glass tip. And I sometimes I need to tuck in the joint with my mouth in the glass tip a little bit of the pull, but this time I didn't have to. And I think it's the first time I've used their organic hemp papers with the tip. Yeah, there it
Right on.
is. Oop. A little
Okay.
shaky. I haven't had lunch yet.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Yeah, you're working a long day today.
Yeah, but I'm excited to be here. So thank you.
Well, good. I'm glad we could have a little smoke break.
Oh, yes. And another essential for me in my rolling rampage is that I love my Rogue Pack case a lot. This is a custom engraved case. You can hardly see it, but in the leather it says Ashley. That's my name. Though they can engrave people's initials into them. And when I open it up, it's got this wonderful space for me to stash all of my smoking and vape supplies.
Right on. That looks like a purse meets a dop kit. Like it looks fancier than just a regular stash bag. Is it smell proof?
It is very good at keeping the smell away, but I haven't stashed a ton of herb in it because it tends to be my utensil
Oh,
carrier.
your accoutrement case.
Yes, exactly.
Right on. I dig it. Well, you'll have to tell us where to find one of those if somebody's interested in it.
Yeah, Rogue Pack. They're spelled like rogue on your own, Rogue, and then Pack, PAQ. They have a website. They're based in New York.
Right on. Right on. Well, I'm a new affiliate for Sava. Uh,
Welcome.
Thank you. It's so funny because I've been recommending Sava and using Sava for years. And one of my friends, who's also a Sava customer, sent me an email and was like, "Why do you not do this?" And I was like, "Well, that's a damn good question. Probably just because I haven't made the time to do it." So yeah, I signed up, and now it's fun to be reacquainted with a lot of the old faces I used to see.
Yeah, we're excited to get you a package. Did you sign up for your affiliate package yet?
I did. Now, since I am in very North Sonoma County, I have made my way out of the Sava delivery area.
Oh, okay, yes. You're just outside of our sphere here.
Yes, but it gives me a good excuse to go visit my friends in Petaluma or whatever and
Yeah,
go get it.
exactly. Yeah, I'm happy we expanded up to the North Bay to take care of our friends up at the farms too and all that.
Yes, we need
Light
more
it
of
up
that.
then.
Yes, happy 420.
Happy 420. It's 419, the perfect time to spark it. Praises Sonoma Hills Farm and praises to your homegrown out there.
Yes, I am very proud of this family. When I first met them, they were, I mean, they weren't completely against cannabis, but they weren't like cannabis advocates by any stretch of the imagination. And just through their own medical experiences and things that happened in their own life, they found their way to plant medicine. And then after learning how much things cost and being like, okay, well, we have a farm. I bet I can do this. I've now watched these, 60, 70-year olds like completely create their own cannabis garden. They make medicines and foods and tinctures and oils. And I mean, it's just so cool watching our senior community jump on board like this?
Yes, our senior community is super valued here at Sava too. I love how we get to deliver to this area called Rossmore, which is like a little senior town in essence. But we're very popular out there.
Yes, man, they have a huge cannabis club. There's over 100 or 200 members in their cannabis club.
Yes,
It's
they're so
impressive.
passionate. I feel like if we had a store, they would be lining up outside at 7 a.m.
They probably would. Now, riddle me this. I all of my farmer friends who roll, they can light their joint and it just burns until the very end. I never ever can do that. Is that from the density of the flower? Do I need to just like pack twice as much weed in this joint? Like what makes that happen?
It could be a density thing 'cause I tend to like to pack my joints with a little pencil or something to
Mhm.
stick it with
Yeah.
to make sure that it's fully fulfilled with herb. This one's doing a really good job of not running. I'm just a little bit of ash on the tip here I can get rid of, but it's staying pretty well lit. I have a problem sometimes with runny joints too, but I've been getting a lot better.
But
I
this
learned how.
never it never runs. It
Okay.
just goes out.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so
Maybe.
never no running.
Okay,
This is
good.
this paper never runs. As shitty as I roll it, it's still the paper holds up.
Holler
But
OCB.
yeah, but for whatever reason, like somebody well, no, it's skill. It's skill level. I know why my joints won't stay lit.
Maybe you just have to keep puffing it extra fast.
Yeah, and I talk a lot.
That could
Blah,
be it
using my
too. You're
hands.
you're babysitting your joint a little bit with conversation, but hey, that's your job.
Well, and I
Making
can't
profile
I'll
space.
get where I can't talk. I'll need a drink and
Gotta have
then
water. It's
yes,
key too.
ginger tea
Cheers.
today.
Oh, lovely.
Mm. And because you're having an extremely hot day in San Francisco, one of the things I learned living in Bologna, Italy in the summer with no air conditioning was to drink hot tea, drink hot things, and it like tricks your body. You feel cooler
Interesting.
in the
I'll have to try
space.
that tonight. I haven't known that, but I am trying to drink more warm beverages since it's better for your stomach.
And the ginger skin, see, that's why.
The ginger is so invigorating too.
Oh man, I dig it.
Dig it. Yeah,
There's
I'm
some
happy.
other joints. Oh, sorry to
Oh,
interrupt
sorry.
you.
I was just saying I'm happy to know you're going up to Sonoma Hills Farm sometime soon. The
Yeah.
Sava team's also planning on going in November, hopefully. All goes well.
Okay. Right on. Little field trip.
Yeah, exactly. We
I
don't get
think
to get out of the hub very much. But when I was a photographer, I got out of the hub a lot more. I'm still a photographer, but the quarantine and pandemic, it's been very quiet.
yeah. Well, and then when you shift roles, now you're doing the dispensary and customer service thing. You're like more engaged with the consumer side and less engaged with, I guess, that creative part of your gig.
Yeah, exactly. So finding a sweet spot has been key. Um, though I love being the customer service representative because I just love hearing the feedback of the people and being able to absorb their needs and to communicate that to our founders and just keep the patient forward aspect alive.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I think that's fun that you get to be that voice for the consumer. That's what I try to do on my podcast is, all the conversations that I have, I know if one of these people is asking that question, then, there's got to be more. And if I'm curious about something, there's got to be more people that are curious about it. So just like getting it out there, saying something, talking about it, getting the dialogue started. One of the things I was gonna tell you earlier is, you have the Drew Martin joints on your site that are low dose, but that also include other herbs.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that I think is fun about this space for the people that are, um, just entering and they want to participate and they want to have a smoke sesh with me, but they can't smoke my weed. So I'm like, now I have these little like 7% THC and also has rose and cardamom. And,
Yes.
that's just like this more interesting experience for them. So I've really appreciated adding those to my roster.
Yeah, thank you for the feedback on that. I'm so excited to offer multi-herb botanical smokes too, because it's just a lot more people can dabble in different types of consumption that way. I just feel like people get kind of stuck on, oh, I need to smoke a joint and then I'm going to be floored, where really you can have a multi herb spliff of sorts, and then you can get the elevation that you're seeking. Like I noticed that the passion flower is very nice for when you're dealing with your feminine pain, so you can get a more fulfilling herbal experience.
Okay. I appreciate that. That's one of the things that I is on my agenda is I'm gathering some different herbs besides my cannabis. I already have mullein leaf that I've dried that I'm adding to some of my joints to help with the cough, that gross, phlegmy cough.
Yes.
But I want to add some other stuff and then play with rolling those and see how well they do cuz the texture changes. I'm sure the technique is going to be a little bit different, but
Mhm.
I'm going to have to do that on an episode of Roll with Me soon.
Yeah, I agree that the texture's something to figure out. I tried to roll mugwort before and it's been funky,
Yeah.
definitely. So I'm
Oh, a
interested to see.
mugwort. I would That's a fun trip.
Yeah.
Isn't that the stuff that's, kinda elevates your dreams and
Mhm.
okay, yes, I
Yeah, but
have
it was
some
really like, I don't know, soft in comparison to the herb. It's hard to describe. It was like cloud,
interesting.
like rolling a cloud, and yeah.
Right on. Well, I really love the glass tip today.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite joint accessories out there.
Yeah, right on. Well, I will have to check that out. Although I will say, OCB's crutches, the fact that they've got the perforations and they just make
Oh,
it
these.
easy and everything's all together. I appreciate the shit out of that.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. I love that they're built in. That's
mhm,
solid.
yes. Now, if you have not gotten your OCB rolling kit and you're at home and you want to test your skills, you can go to ocbusa.com/baked and get 4 booklets of OCB and a rolling tray for only $4.99. I
Ooh,
mean, come on. The bundle's worth $20. It's around for a limited time, but the rolling skills and street cred you're going to earn with me, my friends, makes this bundle priceless. And Ashley concurs.
that's a great deal.
I love that anybody that's going to shop at getsava.com, now they've seen the face of the voice that might be on the other end of their customer experience call.
Oh, thanks for giving us the opportunity to introduce ourselves this way.
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. I love what you're about. I love that y'all vet all of the products and that in some form or fashion it is supporting, women, the LGBTQ community, the whole 9 yards. Like you're thinking it through and I appreciate it. I appreciate um conscious brands in this industry.
It brings me so much joy to work for a company that prioritizes women owned, people of color owned, and we just have to keep on advocating together and building a community of cannabis superheroes.
That's right, and we get to support the people that share our values, and that's one of the cool things about shopping on Sava is you have transparency in that. So, kudos to y'all for what you're doing, and if y'all haven't checked out this week's podcast, I interviewed Andrea Brooks, the founder and CEO of Sava. So, we are unpacking the cannabis shopping experience on that show. So, head on over wherever you listen to podcasts and download Casually Baked. All right, Ashley, thank you so much for hanging out. And we'll see y'all next time on another episode of Roll With Me.
Nice to